Ew. You're not gonna lick my ice cream, okay? I don't care how close we are, you're not gonna lick my ice. That is your sister? Oof. She really blew up. You know how I feel about cheating. I'm just kidding! She didn't talk much, and when she did, she stuttered a little, like she wasn't sure what to say. It was irritating. You believe this? 8 hours on making lasagna. That's a lot of hours for lasagna. So hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Laylah, and it's everyone's favorite time of the month! So every last Friday of the month, in case you're new here, we like to read AmItheA Hole stories. Now, in case you have no idea what AmItheA Hole is a subreddit on Reddit where people can describe a story, or a situation, or something that happened, and ask the timeless question, am I the a-hole? And from there, people in the comment section will go yes, no, maybe so, everyone sucks here, so on and so forth. Now, my main go-to for the crazy, toxic, shocking stories is this page on Instagram called Toxic Reddit. They curate a page full of the most toxic Reddit stories, not just am I the a-hole, so if you want to check them out, they'll be linked down below. And I've also started using another page on Instagram called Viral Reddit. They post more mild stories, and they also curate a wide range of subreddits. They're linked down below as well. So everyone, I hope you're staying warm, you've had a good January, and let's all just settle in, relax, and dive right in with our first post. Am I the a-hole for dipping lasagna into hot sauce? I, 20 female, love hot sauce, and put it on most things. I live with my husband, 22 male. For the last couple of days, his mother has been in the area, and yesterday she asked if she could come around and cook for us before heading home. Since neither of us were working, we agreed, and offered to help her so we can all cook and eat together, and it's less work for her. She refused and said she wanted to do something nice for us, and also refused us helping with the cost. She went grocery shopping specifically for this. Anyway, she arrives early in the day and spends 8 hours on making lasagna. That's a lot of hours for lasagna. Not all of this was active cooking time. I mean, look like an idiot now. Not all of this was active cooking time. Most was just the meat sauce simmering, but even then, she was saying how she wished she had overnight. We have an apartment and there wouldn't be room for her to stay the night. I am grateful for the time she spent and thank her multiple times, although her coming around for such a long period was more than we discussed and did mean we had to reschedule some plans we had made for earlier that day. It comes time to eat and we have the lasagna and roast potatoes. Roast potatoes and lasagna? I don't know how I feel about that one. This is where the problems started. We keep condiments in the middle of the dinner table, and I put some hot sauce on my plate. Dip a potato in, dip the lasagna in. Make eye contact with my mother-in-law, and she looks at me like I'm eating 𝘞𝘦𝘭𝘰𝘬𝘐. Puts down her plate, pushed it away, and begins getting ready to leave. I ask her what's wrong, and she tells me she has never been so disrespected before by any of my son's women. And that she spent 8 hours slaving away just for you to ruin it with that crap. My husband did defend me, but my mother-in-law has now begun a narrative in his family that I'm ungrateful. I'm not sure if what I did was actually wrong or not. Am I the a-hole? Here's where I think the insult is. People would assume that if you're putting hot sauce or like ketchup or barbecue sauce or any other condiment on top of food that's been cooked, you're trying to hide the flavor because you don't like it. Now, I don't think that's the situation. I'm gonna sneeze again. No, I'm not. Am I? No. I feel like the mother-in-law very much overreacted in the story. So I'm a little curious as to how hot sauce and lasagna go together, but there are some people who just like certain condiments that much. I don't think the original poster meant any harm by doing this, and I think the mother-in-law took a situation that had no actual bad intent and turned it into something completely different. The mother-in-law makes comments and said she has never been so disrespected before by any of my son's women. Kind of an odd comment to make, because now she's bringing in exes or other women the son has been with. And then she began a narrative in the family that the original poster is ungrateful. So, for the story as it is, my personal opinion would be not the a-hole, because I don't think any actual harm was meant in doing this, and I think the mother-in-law took it way too far, but I also can see how it might be misconstrued as insulting to add a different flavor palette to something that took 8 hours to cook. That's an insane amount of time. And I know that like homemade meat sauces take a while. Okay, I have a mother. I know that they simmer and cook and all of that for a while, so I don't know how many hours this actually took of active cooking time, but I do see how it would be misconstrued as like, ugh, it tastes gross because you're putting hot sauce on it. So my determination in the story would be not the a-hole, but that's just my personal opinion. My determination from the story is because the mother-in-law took it so far, and I don't believe the original poster meant anything by it. I would go with not the a-hole. Anyways, on to the next one. Am I the a-hole for getting mad at my best friend's girlfriend? Me, 24 female. I have a best friend, 23 male. I've known him since high school. He was pretty shy back then, and we had been paired up for a school assignment. These people write long sentences, and then I read them, and if I mess up, I have to relearn the whole thing. At first, he was very closed with me, but we noticed that we had a lot in common, and he began to have more confidence. We are both heavy metal fans, although I admit that we are not expert on bands and all that stuff, but we had fun going to concerts together. You can enjoy stuff without being an expert. I mumbled my way through that. I feel like I made him more self-confident. He even had the confidence to grow his hair and dress the way he liked. He comes from a somewhat religious family that didn't like skeletons on their shirts or rings, but over time they accepted him. I've never gotten that either. A skeleton lives within you and me, and each and every one of us. Well, a few months ago, he told me and our friends that he already had a girlfriend, 21 female. I admit that it surprised me, but I was happy for him. However, when he introduced her to us, I was slightly disappointed. I won't deny it. She's pretty, but she looks too naive and looks like the typical good girl, although instead of pink, she wears light blue. And her personality was so blank, she didn't talk much, and when she did, she stuttered a little, like she wasn't sure what to say. It was irritating. You believe this? I know this sounds bad, but on almost all of our group outings, he would take her with him now. And it was so annoying to see how she tried to be friends with everyone. She also tried to get closer to me. How dare she, that little feet! Now here's the problem. A few weeks ago, it was my birthday. For obvious reasons, I invited him along with the rest of my friends, and obviously, he took her to the party. I was upset, but I didn't want to be rude, and I let it go. When it was time for presents, he said to me, "Someone else also wanted to give you a special present." He made a gesture to his girlfriend. She smiled at me and gave me her gift. It was an Iron Maiden t-shirt and sweater. I didn't know how to react. I didn't say anything. She seemed to have noticed because she told me that if I didn't like my gift, I could exchange it for another one, but I rejected it. She started saying that it was a very special gift, that I was like an older sister to her, and other things. I couldn't take it anymore, and I yelled her to shut up, that it had become very clear to me that she was very perfect, and that she should do me a favor and shut her mouth. What? She didn't say anything, she just looked down and started crying. My best friend looked at me in a way he had never done before. He just apologized and left with her. Why did he apologize? I was so devastated and upset to see that my birthday had been ruined, and the scolding from my other friends didn't make me feel any better. The next day, he wrote to me and told me that until I apologized, he could no longer be my friend. I tried to tell him that I didn't mean to, that I was just feeling overwhelmed, but he told me that was no excuse and stopped talking to me. I've written to him multiple times begging for forgiveness, but he just leaves me on red and never answers. I tried to talk to our group of friends to get their help, but everyone told me I was a fool for treating my best friend's girlfriend like that when she just wanted to be nice. I admit that I may have been a bit harsh on her, and I would hate for my friend to throw away so many years of friendship just because of one incident. I am desperate. Am I the a-hole for messing with my best friend's girlfriend and accidentally hurting her feelings? That wasn't an accident. Brother, I need you to focus on up. Now there are some edits to the post. Edit! My previous post was deleted and for some reason Reddit was crashing, so I deleted my account. I will apologize to her later. Short update. I already sent a message to his girlfriend to apologize. She hasn't read it yet. She wakes up to 8 a.m. I hope there is still hope. For those wondering why I expected only my friend to come to my party, it was going to be too loud because of the music, and she doesn't like that. She doesn't have any disabilities as far as I know, but I think it might be social anxiety. I'm not sure. Update number 1. Okay, I've already earned the hate of Reddit. Thanks, but you don't have to send me rude private messages. I already understood that he acts very badly. Who? Well, I got an answer, not directly from her, but from my now ex-best friend. Yes, he decided not to give me another chance. This is what he said. G. Me. I already saw the message you sent to A, his girlfriend. She showed it to me. I'm sorry to tell you this, but your apology feels forced and fake. It took you a whole week to apologize to her while you were sending me messages every hour. I don't know, I don't think there's any remorse on your part, and that's why I don't feel comfortable with you anymore. You ended our friendship as soon as you decided to humiliate my girl. I appreciate the time we had as friends, but now my happiness is her. I will protect her even if I have to cut off all my friendships. I wish you the best of luck and hope you realize how terrible you act. Goodbye. Reading that was like a bucket of cold water falling on me. Now I see that my attitude drove away the person I loved and cared about the most. I will still try to fix things. Addition 2. I admit I had feelings for my friend, but I think I confused them with brotherly affection. However, I really loved him too much, and I guess that's why I acted like that with his girlfriend. It was just resentment. She didn't deserve it. The fact that you wrote this out and read it multiple times and posted it multiple times and still somehow can't comprehend how stupid you sound is actually impressive. I only re-uploaded this because my previous post was deleted. As it should have been. You're going to butcher your own birthday because you're sadly jealous of a guy's girlfriend. Please, in any other way that doesn't make you sound like a pick-me chick, explain how you were so insanely overwhelmed by receiving a birthday gift at your birthday party. Toxic Reddit took a screenshot of all these comments she was making. I did like the gift, but that wasn't the point. I thought she wouldn't come to my party because it was too loud. She usually wears some kind of noise-canceling headphones. I never hit her, so people say I mistreated her. What? So, first of all, yes, you're the a-hole. You can argue with me until the cows come home, because people always want to start fights in comment sections, but no, she is the a-hole. There is no way this story is real. I'm sorry, I don't believe this is real. And let me tell you why. First of all, I never hit her, so people would say I mistreated her. Okay, whatever. The message that her friend sent to her sounds extremely fake. I'm sorry, it just doesn't sound real. Their previous post was deleted and Reddit was crashing, so they deleted their account, so they redid it. I don't know about that, you. And then when they say that it had become very clear to me that she was very perfect and that she should do me a favor and shut her mouth, that just sounds very fake to me. And then the thing about, although instead of pink she wears light blue and her personality was so blank, like, it just sounds like this is someone who's either maybe a bot or someone trying to create some karma, you know, get that up on Reddit. I don't believe this story is real, but irregardless, 100% you're the a-hole. You know, there's a lot of stories we encounter where people are very clearly jealous of the girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, and so they will mistreat the other partner. Like, it's pretty obvious in the post that they have feelings for this best friend. Do you not have the self-awareness it takes to read your own story, look at that, and go, huh, you know, I'm not a good person. I shouldn't have done that. And it also makes no sense that this girl would see her like a sister, because they don't sound very close in the post, so I just feel like, fake? There's no way anyone reading this is gonna look at that and go, no, you're not the a-hole. It's totally okay to treat human beings like complete garbage. In this situation, you are an a-hole. On to the next one. Am I the a-hole for not letting my friend take a lick of my ice cream? Ew. You're not gonna lick my ice cream, okay? I don't care how close we are, you're not gonna lick my ice cream. My friend and I were hanging out at my place for almost the entire day yesterday. I told her about this amazing ice cream place at the mall, and I'd treat her. At first she agreed and told me it's a great idea. Then she suddenly snapped and said that she can't eat ice cream because she's on this healthy diet, and she absolutely will not touch that stuff and it's wrong. I told her that she's not forced to eat it, that it was just a suggestion. It just so happened that my workplace, it's at the mall, needed my assistance and asked if I could come in for a few minutes to help them. I live like 5 to 10 minutes away from the mall, so it's no problem. I told her we anyways have to go because my coworkers needed help. I told her we can hang out at the mall for a bit if she's down. Anyways, we were passing the ice cream place and I told her I'm grabbing some for myself and I asked if she's sure that she does not want any. She said she's good and thanked me for offering. We're browsing the mall and she tells me the ice cream actually looks really good if she could have a lick. I told her if she really wants it, I'll get it for her, no problem. But she said she just wants to try it for mine. I told her I'm not comfortable with that, but the offer still stands about me getting her an ice cream. She got annoyed and said, "Why are you being such an a-hole about this? I don't want a whole damn ice cream, I just want to lick it from yours!" I told her again I'm not comfortable with that. I'm just very weird when it comes to sharing food where spit could easily be exchanged unless I'm very close with the person and I'm at a certain level of trust for them, for example my mom or my brother. Like I could be good friends with someone but still not be comfortable sharing those types of food with them. My friend and I are just good friends from college, that is all. So am I the a-hole? I mean, I still offered to buy her an ice cream as an alternative. You could have gone back to the ice cream place, asked for a spoon, and then let her have a little spoonful without it ever in the mouth, the ice cream. I feel like ice cream is kind of an intimate thing.
What?
Like, I feel like out of all the foods, that, popsicle, lollipops, like, the things you lick and suck on, you know, a counter offer was made. What I would have done is gone to the ice cream place and asked for a spoon so she could try mine. But also, it's really weird in the post that she says that, she suddenly snapped and says she can't eat ice cream. So if her friend was freaking out about the ice cream already, this friend just sounds very toxic, in my opinion. But someone saying no, you gotta respect that. If people don't want you spit on their food, I just spit. You should just respect that. My final verdict would be not the a-hole, and maybe consider, maybe your friend is just not having a good time because she's on a diet, but even so, her behavior seems a little whack to me. Anyways, on to the next one. Am I the a-hole for giving my boyfriend the silent treatment for the joke he made about my sister's postpartum body? No. I have been dating Ryan for 5 months. Ryan isn't my usual type of guy, and he has a more crude sense of humor. He can be hilarious at times, and others I have to tell him he took the joke too far. My older sister just had a baby, and she's 3 months postpartum. I was showing Ryan some of our family photos on my phone when we came across a picture of my sister before she was pregnant. My sister has always been the naturally slim and athletic type. Ryan looked at the picture and said, "That is your sister? Oof, she really blew up." Then he started laughing. I was not amused. I told him that it was a bad thing to say and you don't comment on women's bodies after they have just given birth. He said he was just kidding around and that me and my sister are both beautiful. I left his place and said I do not feel like talking. Ryan has been texting me, but I have not been responding. I am still pretty pissed at his comment. He is texting me saying I am being childish for ignoring him. You're the a-hole. Silent treatments are childish. Be an adult and communicate. That's certainly a unique take. Okay, so let's break down the situation. So, boyfriend makes a comment about his girlfriend's sister's postpartum body. Not appropriate to begin with, but, you know, whatever. And then our original poster dips and heads home and begins to ignore him, and instead of apologizing, he's calling her childish. So that was a really bad take to be like, you're the a-hole for ignoring him. While I do agree that maybe you should communicate, she might also be thinking through, like, the best course of action, because I don't know if this is the type of thing that would facilitate a breakup. For me it would, but I know that everyone's an individual. I feel like someone making comments on your sibling's body, even under the guise of a joke, like, too many things are said under the branch of, I'm just kidding! Many a truth has been said in jest, so I don't think it's funny, I don't think it's appropriate to comment on, and I don't know if this is the type of thing that I would feel comfortable with knowing that he thinks it's okay to joke about stuff like that going forward. This is gonna stick in your mind if you're ever postpartum with the same guy. You know, I don't feel comfortable going, you're the a-hole, with certain people and certain stories, so I'm not gonna make a judgment, but that's my just kind of general thoughts and feelings. So we've been recording for an hour, and we're about to round out the night with one last crazy post. Thinking something toxic. Am I the a-hole for telling her she's on her own after our dad died? Yes. I'm kidding. Am I though? You'll find out. My 20 female, father, 56 male, died by ending his own life earlier this month, leaving behind my siblings Josh, 24 male, and Ella, 18 female. He was a great dad, and he loved us very much, although he had his mistakes. For context, my mom found out he had an affair with someone else shortly before I was born. You know how I feel about cheating. She chose to stay and forgive him because she was under the impression that it was nothing more than a one-night stand, and nothing would have come from it. About a year or two before his death, we found out that we have a half-sister from him, 𝘤𝘩𝘐. How do you say that name? Let me make sure. I don't want to be incorrect. 𝘤𝘩𝘐? Okay, 𝘤𝘩𝘐. About a year or two before his death, we found out we have a half-sister from him, 𝘤𝘩𝘐, 19 female. She was handed over to my dad since her mom died, and we were all surprised by her existence. The family was torn apart because of her, because she chose to pry her way into our father's life, and our poor mom had to just accept her in our life. Our parents ended up divorced because of her, and my siblings and I resent her for that. She's tried to get close to us, but we all only did the bare minimum to be nice to her since we had a connection because of our dad. Now that our dad is gone, that connection is gone, and we have no obligation to her. On the day of his funeral, 𝘤𝘩𝘐 tried to talk to us, and we all just ignored her. She started hysterically sobbing while they buried my dad, as if she had any real connection to him. She didn't, of course. I don't know why she cared so much. As we were leaving, she tried to follow us, and I finally told her to F off and go elsewhere. She moved out at 18, so it's not like she's going home with us. She tried to say that she just wanted to be with her family, and I told her that we aren't family and never would be. And that since my dad is gone, she's on her own now. We left her there and have blocked her on everything. Recently, our extended family found out, and now they're lambasting us for being mean to her. But the thing is, we shouldn't have to respect the girl who tore our family apart. My mom is on her side and agrees that she did this to herself, but none of our other family members will talk to us now, and are in full support of her because they claim she did nothing wrong. Was I the a-hole? My mom is the actual victim here, not her. She was only around for a year or two. She can't possibly love him the way the kids he actually raised do. My mom forgave him, so we all do too. Her existence isn't his fault because he can't control her mom getting pregnant. So it seems like this poster is fake. Why am I saying that? Because they don't even seem to know the timeline of when 𝘤𝘩𝘐 showed up. So they say she was only around for a year or two, but then in this comment they say she only actually knew him for a year while we were there longer. Plus, this just seems like rage bait. Her existence isn't his fault because he can't control her mom getting pregnant. Like, that's such an insane take. I don't think anyone in their right mind would say that. I have to believe that this is either fake or rage bait. So many, like 85% of these stories are fake. But it's also really sad. Let's, imagine for a moment this story is real. 𝘤𝘩𝘐 lost her mother, and now she's lost her father. She's lost the final connection of family, so she's trying to get close to her half-siblings, and then to be treated like that is astonishing. Hello? And 18 is still a little baby, so this is even rougher. And also, he can control her mom getting pregnant. There's ways to control that! I think this is rage bait. There's no way someone could write a story like that, and no one could live in a situation like that and have zero empathy and also not blame their father a single freaking bit. There's just no way. There's just no way. There's just no way. So yeah, that was our last one for the night. Yikes. Some of these stories, you read them and you don't understand how these people exist and walk amongst us if they're even real. I believe that a good portion of 𝘤𝘦𝘭𝘯𝘬𝘭 stories are either rage bait or karma farming or just people in general who want clout, because that's what the internet does, okay? Let's be so for real right now. Most of these are probably fake. So when people are like, oh, you don't approach these with enough empathy, you're reading it too sarcastically. Like, first of all, that's just how I talk. Second of all, most of these stories are not real, okay? And third of all, people are inherently biased towards their own perspectives, obviously. So the story you're reading is only one perspective. Now, in terms of people cheating or any of stuff like that, I don't care what the other perspectives are, because cheating is cheating, and at the end of the day, there is never an excuse or plausible reason for that. You cannot change my mind. But there's always multiple perspectives on any story, and so this is kind of where context gets lost, bits of the story might be left out, and the truth might not even be written down in full on these posts. So that's just kind of my take when it comes to these stories. I don't take them too seriously because I don't believe most of them are real. Now, I kind of try and weed out, like, the rage bait or, like, the really obvious, stupid ones, but some of these are just fun to read because you go, who believes this? I hope these are fake, anyway, because it's hard to believe that people walk amongst us with zero empathy, zero shame of their own actions. You know, like, it's crazy to think about. So if you're like, Jessica, I don't want to end my night here, I have really great news. You ready for this? So I will be linking down to Vile Reddit, as well as Toxic Reddit down below, and to my entire playlist of Reddit stories, which isn't just 𝘞𝘦𝘭𝘯𝘬𝘭 Hole. Those will all be linked down below if you want to check those out. Continue the night, hang out with me more, or go check out some of those posts on your own, because there's so many I'm just never going to be able to get to. So there's hundreds of posts, really, for you to go check out on your own time. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you all here next time.